I'm just trying to adjust my microphone here. Okay. I think I'm okay.
Yeah. Sound okay?
I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I thought I had a microphone problem, but I don't have a microphone problem. I think I have I think the headphones that I'm using right now to listen to nothing really. To listen to you. And not that you're nothing.
Right. Thanks for that self-actualization. It's not even self-actualization. It's like a you-actualization to me. I feel better.
They sound different, and by different I mean worse than like my regular old 2008 issued earbuds, you know. So I thought it was a mic problem, but it turns out because I went back and listened to something I recorded yesterday, same setup, which sounded fine on the other earbuds, but with this it's just a little tinny.
But you are monitoring yourself through those earphones, so it.
I mean, right now, no, I don't do that.
No.
I don't like that. Okay. If it's weird to me, I can't. I
can't do it without it. I can't. Well, I guess that's all
some
those
of us like to fly
radio
free.
years. But it's like if I don't hear myself, then I'm not sort of convincing myself that I'm even being recorded.
Oh, well, there's that. Yeah. So if anyone ever listens to this program ever again and says, Jason just doesn't sound great, it's probably not me. It's probably your headphones. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yeah, when in doubt.
This is the sort of weirdly gaslighting kind of explanation. I think the problem with Jason's sound is actually you. The way you're listening to it is wrong.
Right. And you're welcome.
I'm glad we found this out about you.
Oh, man. Happy Wednesday. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Winter's over.
Or
it's
not.
friggin' 80 degrees outside today.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, how's that for a sound effect? Was it really that warm?
Yeah. It was like we got below freezing 2-3 days ago.
Was it really 80?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It was 79. Yeah, my watch says 79, but I'll give you your 80. We'll round up.
We'll round up. Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah.
It's Florida, so I'm sure the humidity factor made it an 84.
I feel bad, though, because, there's so much of the country right now that it's experiencing...
This is that time of the year where everybody hates us. Yeah.
Oh, you mean there's a time of the year where they don't?
Well, I guess it's for different reasons.
Yeah. I mean,
in the middle of August, I think a lot of people in, say, Maine are fine weather-wise to not be down here. But the party's down here, so...
That's true.
You and me, we're both here.
Imagine me and you. And you and me.
And you and me, not just me and you. Mm-hmm. But we cover all the bases here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No matter how they toss the dice. Yeah. It had to be. You see, Marcus, the only one for me is you. And you for me.
Yeah. And I'm clearly for you, so...
Okay. So
I don't remember the rest of those words.
We're happy together. We're all happy together.
I knew that part. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I can't listen. I think that I had this theory that when I listen to that song in the car, maybe it was when I sing to that song in the car, I get pulled over for speeding.
Really?
Yeah, that and
that's
Vivaldi.
Interesting. Vivaldi does it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Now, does Vivaldi, is it a direct relationship? Like Vivaldi makes you drive fast? Or is it just a sort of a coincidence
that
thing?
I just like... Okay,
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, because I can see the planets, Holst's planets, that I can see that might do it. Like Mars, It's like, oh, yeah. But
Right. And
Vivaldi was kind
Die-
of a surprise. But
Vivaldi, Die With Your Boots On, Iron Maiden.
Vivaldi's Die With Your Boots.
No. Though I think his version would be amazing.
That would be cool.
But yeah, that too.
Iron Symphony. Yeah. But
Iron Symphony. Oh, can you imagine? I wonder if that's ever happened. I wonder if there's an orchestra,
symphonic versions of Iron Maiden.
a symphony that has covered Iron Maiden. You know, they'll do that with John Williams. They'll do that with like other pop stars. Not that John Williams
We
is
should
a pop.
work this out.
I mean?
I bet you there's
amazing?
a Philharmonic orchestra around here somewhere that we could sort of.
Boston Pops does Iron Maiden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be really cool, actually.
Can you imagine? Or an opera version? You could totally do an opera.
Oh yeah, it's practically an opera already.
Yeah.
But,
Oh my gosh. All the possibilities.
yeah, really.
One more thing I won't actually work on.
But it's on the list.
It's on the put it on the list.
Yeah. If nothing else, eventually you'll be able to publish the list, and it'll be Jason's good ideas. And
volume 1.
Right.
You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. For those who are wondering, I am having for tea this evening. I am having.
Oh yeah, we got to do a tea.
It's made
every week.
It's made by Clipper.
Clipper.
Clipper. It's natural, fair, and delicious. It's a bag of our Chai 5 herbal tea.
Chai 5.
Chai
now you
5.
say it's natural, fair, and delicious?
It's nicely spicy
as
also.
Fair, I assume as in like My Fair Lady, like very pretty.
FAIR.
Not
like
fair as in...
It's like fair trade, I think, probably.
As in poor, fair, good.
No, it's like fair trade,
Oh, fair trade. Okay, now. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. They're all about that.
The tea is there's a certain amount of equity inherent in the tea.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. It says nicely spicy.
Do you agree with that? That is a very editorial word, nicely.
Nicely spicy?
Yeah, would you say that you agree?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's good. I like it. I might keep it.
Yeah. I'm always a little hesitant when the company sort of has an opinion of itself like that. Nicely spicy. Well, I'll be the judge of that tea company. I shan't be having you tell me how nice it is. That's my job.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like I don't think it's a bold statement. It's nicely spicy.
Yeah, as
spicy.
Far as qualitative judgments go, it is a very mild one.
It's spicy. It's gently spicy.
Gently spicy.
But you can't say gently spicy because then if someone drinks and they're like, oh, that's not so gentle, they're like, because your definition of gentle is very subjective. Or nicely.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's pretty subjective too, but at least it's erring on the side
as described by when you describe a food as nicely or flavor as nicely, that's not really a way you describe food. So how can you argue with it?
Yeah, it is a very nebulous sort of term, and also it's not a sort of judgment of magnitude, right? This is gently spicy. Well, that's one man's gently spicy is another man's blow my face off with cinnamon bombs.
Bumper sticker.
Which, boy, I that's the kind of tea I want. I want the cinnamon bomb tea because I don't think it can be spicy enough, to be honest with you. But
speaking of cinnamon,
I mean, I don't want like a cayenne pepper tea, but yeah.
Did you know that there's? How do you make it to 48 years and not know some things?
Yeah.
I didn't know there were different. There's like 2 types of cinnamon.
Yeah.
At least 2 types of cinnamon, and one of them's not really cinnamon. And that's the one I've had the most of.
Right. I was about to say that's the most common one.
It's like
I can't think of the name of it.
It's case.
Yeah, it's another C/K word, but I don't.
Sususia, Kachiga, Shadan, Shama, Shama. It's like that.
You're almost there. I think you got it. Yes, that's it. There it is.
That's the sound. That's the sound you make when you're actually trying to swallow the stick whole.
Right. And you stub your toe.
Okay. So apparently, it is. I'm stalling for time because I'm trying to. Cinnamon cassia.
Cassia.
Also, okay. So here's the thing, peoples.
Cassia or cassia?
Cinnamon is the name for several species of trees and the commercial spice products that some of them produce. All are members of the genus Cinnamomum in the family John Larroquette. Only a few Cinnamomum species are grown commercially for spice. Cinnamomum verum is sometimes considered to be true cinnamon.
Yeah.
Conflict. You've heard of conflict diamonds, conflict cinnamon.
Yeah.
But
and it's a logical fallacy, too. No true cinnamon.
But listen to this. But most cinnamon in international commerce is derived from the related species Cinnamomum cassia. Also referred to as, well, cassia. In 2018, Indonesia and China produced 70% of the world's supply of cinnamon. Indonesia producing nearly 40%, China 30%. I'm glad that they split that up for us.
Yeah, it's important.
But here's the thing. Here's what I learned is that there's these two different types. They're kind of competing. But when you buy cinnamon in the market, it's not real obvious unless you see it'll say like Indonesian or maybe say Vietnamese cinnamon. If you're buying that, that's the cassia kind.
Yeah, okay.
Or cassia. Cassius clay.
Cassius clay. That's
The other kind.
Before they changed the name.
Right. The other kind. I don't know. I don't really now remember which comes from where, but the true cinnamon.
True cinnamon,
which I purchased now because I had to.
You make sure that it's the pure,
and it's more expensive, by the way.
Yeah, anything that would bill itself as the true cinnamon.
True cinnamon
is gonna, that's an extra 20% right there.
Right. It has it definitely has a different, like, more delicate flavor to it. It's almost and what I read somewhere was that if you have like a Asian food that calls for cinnamon, like you should use the true cinnamon, like that. It's the more delicate flavor. But the thing that struck me the most when I tasted this cinnamon, like the true cinnamon, as opposed to the cinnamon you and I have grown up with, I think, which is actually Cassius clay. Right. Yeah. When I tasted this other cinnamon, you know what I immediately could taste?
And this is dentine.
Dentine.
Okay. That is a more delicate flavor, I
remember
suppose.
The cinnamon? You remember cinnamon dentine? You ever had cinnamon dentine?
Oh, cinnamon dentine.
Cinnamon dentine. Yeah.
No, I don't know that I had this.
You need to go. Cinnamon dentine, I think you must use that kind of cinnamon because
because that's what you're tasting.
Yeah, it's not intense like that. I don't know what makes it so intense in the dentine, but it's not gently spicy or smoothly spicy or nicely spicy. It's like spicy.
Belligerently spicy.
Belligerently spicy. Oh, you guys should go with that. How do you fit on that little wrapper?
Carefully.
I think you can. Yeah.
If they can write your name on a piece of rice, I think that.
Who can write my name on a piece of rice?
They got rice writers all over the place. You always have them. Anywhere there's a lot of tourists, there's going to be somebody writing on a piece of rice. I'm telling you, yeah.
That's not a thing. No one's ever done that in the history.
Oh, okay.
Rice writers.
Yeah.
You're telling me.
I'm telling you.
Like where? At the boardwalk or something? What are you going to find? Like a rice writer?
Yeah, places like that. There's how they've got that ring carver station in World Showcase? It's like that, only it's like your name on a piece of rice. And they'll like get in there and they'll put your name on a piece of rice and then they'll put it in this little tube. And I think it must be like mineral oil or something in there and put the rice in there so that it doesn't, and then put it on like a necklace or something silly. But your name on the piece of rice. Yep. So all you need to set up your own business is a very tiny paintbrush and a bag of rice.
We're gonna write people's if you ever wonder like, I wonder how much extra resources we have. when people are starving in the world, yet we have some people who will pay to have their own name written on a piece of rice that will then be put in a little bottle suspended in mineral oil, hung on a necklace around my neck.
Right.
Which no one can actually read.
Right.
Unless they get
what is
super
that?
close to it.
Yeah. Which I don't think anybody wants, especially getting close to the thing around your neck. Like, I don't want somebody getting that close to my chest. That's really weird.
Okay. What? I'm not going to name names, and I hope I'm not embarrassing somebody, but friend of the show, loyal listener.
Yeah, definitely don't offend them. We only have like a dozen.
Recently threw out this question saying, and all good. I mean, you know, like you love it when a sentence or a question starts out like this. I'm thinking of getting a tattoo, but not just anything. I'm thinking about getting a tattoo on the back of my neck.
Whoa! It gets more and more interesting.
Right. What should it say? What should it be? Or what should it say? And my response was, if you can read this, you're too close.
Oh, that would be good.
Right?
That would be good. Yeah.
Back off, buddy. Back away.
Yeah.
I didn't have, you know, I privately, I didn't have the heart to say, like, why? Publicly, no problem.
Right, yeah. And my sort of first thought on that is that if you are getting a tattoo on your neck, now that's a pretty prominent place.
Not the face. That's
not
different.
The face. No, that is a little different. But on your neck, I think that I think we've checked the wrong box first here. I think we've checked willing to tattoo on neck before we have checked want tattoo of specific thing. Like if you're, it's like you only really want. Like if you don't already know what you want on your neck, you probably shouldn't be considering a tattoo on your neck just yet.
But I think they have other tattoos. I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure they probably all have. But you're okay. I see what you're saying. Like if you don't already know, if it's not obvious, you probably shouldn't actually do it on the neck.
Right. Something like that should have like a meaning to you. Asking somebody else, what do you think I should stick on my neck? It's almost like getting something on your neck is more important than getting any specific thing on your neck. And so why don't you just go into the tattoo parlor, have the guy hit your neck with the tattoo gun with no ink in it for like an hour. And then you have, like, to you, it's the same. Because you've had the experience.
Well, it's nothing.
There's nothing back there, and now you still have time to come up with, you know, your own sort of meaningful tattaoo that you want to get there.
God.
I'm fine with tattoos, but
brilliant.
They should be meaningful, not just like I don't know, whatever you pick. No, don't do that.
What a great business idea! In addition to the artisanal cotton candy and the rice writing. And that other thing we came up with,
backstory bonsais.
This is
We're going to do that.
Yes, this is.
I'm already thinking up the T-shirt.
Yes, this is brilliant. Oh, yes, I love that too. Because you're writing the whole Cabbage Patch stories. What I'm thinking is that you know, there's a lot of people, you talk to them about tattoos. They'll talk about how they love getting tattoos. Oh, I love getting a tattoo, right?
Yeah.
What if your business, what if you had a tattoo parlor and all you did was like invisible tattoos?
Mm.
Like all you did was like no ink happened.
Right.
It's a tattoo parlor with all the trappings,
right.
Whatever that is. I've actually never even stepped foot in a tattoo parlor. Not
a lot of ficus trees, I imagine, and there's at least one ferret in a cage. The stereotypical tattoo parlor stuff, you know.
I know. and tea being brewed.
A lot of tea. Nicely spiced.
Nicely spiced tea. And I think
Tattoo people love nicely spiced stuff.
And then like you get to have that experience, and it's just by the hour. Like, okay, like, well, how long do you want to go?
How
like,
elaborate of a non-tattoo do you want?
Right.
And where? I mean, that's very important because pain factor varies widely. I am sure.
It could be even like a tester. Like, I've been thinking about getting this tattoo in this spot, but I'm a little nervous because it's going to be multi-staged and
right.
And if it's painful there, I don't know. So okay, well, let's test it out.
Yeah. Don't commit to a massively elaborate design. And then get to the big moment when it's being, laid in or whatever the term is, right. And suddenly realize, oh, wow, this is excruciating. And I don't know that I will be able to stand up to this. Mm-hmm. But they've already put the head on the turkey or whatever it is you're getting on there.
It's a popular one.
And it's like, well, there's already a turkey head. We need to do something with this.
Otherwise, it just looks like Richard Nixon.
Yeah, and it's like somebody was drawing Richard Nixon as a turkey and then stopped suddenly. He doesn't even have a beak. So, yeah. And that's bad. That's a situation you don't want to be in.
No, well, most people. But how it's a conversation starter. So if you're ever thinking like, oh, you know what? I have trouble starting conversations. Do that.
Yeah, there you go. I got the perfect thing for you.
I wonder if this is a thing. I wonder if this is a thing. But do you think anyone has ever gotten a tattoo that fluoresces like that?
Oh yeah, I think that's definitely
only under black light. Like so you have this tattoo, but no one can ever see it unless there's a black light.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a thing. And
is it a thing? I don't know. How would we know? I don't know. I don't go to places that even have black lights.
Well, you got to get a black light and shine it at people. Go to any
silent disco.
Go to any Comic Con, and somebody there is going to have one. I'll almost guarantee that.
Maybe that's what I should do on the cruise. Maybe I should get like a
Captain Blacklight.
No, like
you like turn it into like a costume, and then but secretly the whole time you're checking other people.
No, I was thinking,
like Iron Man gloves. Idea. They have black lights in this.
That's not a bad idea. But I was thinking like I could take like a I don't know if they have like a like a Sharpie that's like a fluorescent, like some kind of really light yellow for whatever fluoresce would fluoresce, and then draw like a design my face or something, but you can't see it unless you walk into the blacklight area, right? And then,
right.
But they'd have to have a blacklight. What a disappointment if you do go through all that effort and then you're like, no one has a blacklight area. No blacklight, seriously, no blacklight on this cruise ship.
It's like, man, I can't. It's like in a regular day, you can put the thing on there, and you're like, there isn't a skating rink around here at all.
That's
nothing. There's no Spencer's Gifts. Nothing.
Another great costume idea. This is what I'm going to be on the cruise.
Awesome. What?
You ready?
I don't know.
I'm going to be the man who was swallowed by the invisible man.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So you got to be.
Or it could be Wonder Woman.
Or a passenger in Wonder Woman's jet.
Alternative
you stole Wonder Woman's jet.
I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Then I would just start a fight because it's like, that's DC comics.
Yeah. But that's because you're Marvel. Right? You're from the Marvel universe, and you were like, haha, I got those DC fools. Right. I stole Wonder Woman's jet.
I'm the guy.
Or Chris Pine's jet now, I guess.
They're actually still writing the comic book, see? The reason you don't know me
is because I'm not
yet. I'm in draft.
Sneak preview. Yeah.
Maybe I'll just wear a sign that says in draft.
Yeah, a character. Character from future movie. Casting notice not announced yet. So as far as we know, you look like the guy. And if they cast somebody other than someone who looks like you, well, that's on them.
Parallel universe, man. Parallel universe.
There you go. You're a variant.
Multiverse
of that person.
Well, no, they're a variant.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're first. Yeah, you're a prime person. That's brilliant. That's what you need.
That's great. Perfect. and a little thing of rice.
There you go. With redacted written on it.
Oh, that's what another great idea, Marcus. I wonder if I can. Okay. Imagine this. Imagine I have a necklace.
Yeah.
I have a necklace and a cape, of course.
Of course.
And in the necklace it's like a little vial, and suspended in this little vial on the necklace is a little Ant-Man.
Oh, a little dude. Oh, cool.
Like I
that
captured
actually would
Ant-Man.
be kind of neat.
I captured Ant-Man. Isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you have to have a cape.
Well, yeah, you got it right.
I've been going to cons for years and years, and one of the things that is invariably at every single one of these science fiction gaming type cons is like the most low effort costume guy ever. He's wearing just like regular street clothes. He may have some comic or science fiction or nerd humor type shirt on, but he also has on a cape or a cloak of some kind. Mm-hmm. It's like everything is regular, normal, except he has decided to express himself in this environment where people are dressed up as space marines and elaborate super duper costumes. There's a guy over there and his buddy, and they're dressed as an AT-AT walker. And this guy decides his contribution to the costumed thing is to just put a cape on top of his Jets jersey.
So you're saying don't pack the cape. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm saying if you're going to do the cape, maybe think about putting some other stuff in there
some boots on. There's some boots.
Cape, boots. Yeah, that'll work.
Maybe some pants. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
But yeah, it's always, I don't know. And it's always like a plain, what's that kind of shirt that's the baseball jersey kind of shirt where it's got the different colored sleeves? That's got a name, and I can't think of it.
Don't they call it a baseball jersey? Yeah.
It's like it's like a ringer with the collar is different color, but then the stitching goes like down like this on the sleeves, and the sleeves are different colors.
Is that a Spirit jersey?
No, I can't think of the name, and it's going to bug me now. But I'm sure everybody wants to stop while I think about the name. But it's like that and like some corduroys and a cape, and it's like stop. Will you stop that, please? Like,
I'm pretty sure I have a pair of corduroys. I don't know if I fit.
That's worse than not going in costume at all. It's like less interesting or like somehow less.
Oh, I'm definitely getting a cape now. I'm going to be Captain Interesting.
There you go.
I wear my underpants on the outside, but also on the inside.
I'm double bagged.
Can never be too safe.
Just in case one of them rips.
You've heard of underoos, folks. These are outeroos.
Outeroos. Overroos.
Overroos. These are over the underoos. It's different. It's not just underoos on the outside. It's over the
these underoos. These are underoos, and these are just roos.
This is all just a big ruse.
I think ruse is another one that we need to put on our list of possible business models.
I also got to the point with I was really hoping to have lost some extra weight before this cruise.
I hear you.
So that I had a little like not padding because that's the exact, but like a little buffer to work with, so that when I come back, it's not like a big shock and all. You can get on the scale and you're like, ha ha.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. That's not happening. I don't know. And at some point, I can't remember when I decided to give up. But it's tough because we went right from the holidays into.
Man, yeah.
Like, it's just in January. And I think at some point I was like, oh, I got a month. No problem. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, I got 3 weeks. No problem. And then I'm like, I got like 2 weeks.
Knowing that the change you want to make in yourself, if you were able to do that in 2 weeks, then that would be like alarming.
Well, no, but you can't. Oh, I could, but there's no keeping. I mean, that's like all just fake. You know what I mean? Like right. you can drop the weight, but it's like that's coming right back, buddy. That's coming right back. But then you get to like the 10-day mark, and you're like, I could jump from here.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so now I'm at the like, who am I kidding? Like, what do you even? Why?
Day after tomorrow.
But at the same time, you're like, but don't, because you still don't get any worse.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. At least don't take a step back. Yeah.
Do no harm. Right. And last night, I'm like, harm. I'm in do no harm mode. I'm like, okay. Like, I think we're good-ish, right? Fine. And I asked Michelle, like, oh, well, what do you want for dinner? She's like, let's order sushi. Like, son of a biscuit nut. Like, seriously?
Well, see, what kind of sushi do you get? Sushi's not terrible, is it?
Sushi is, I don't know what it is to other people, but sushi to me, I might as well be drinking like a case of beer.
Really?
Sushi,
what kind of sushi do you get?
It doesn't matter.
Lasagna sushi?
No, it doesn't matter. Like, I think it's the rice. I think that, like,
rice,
there's something
really?
about rice. Rice just loves me. It gives me a big warm hug and says, I'm going to stay with you forever. Like, it just loves me. Rice. I don't know.
Wow.
It's weird. Sweet potatoes. I can eat sweet potatoes all the time. Wouldn't gain a bit.
Sweet potatoes, but rice is...
But rice...
Your system is weird, man.
You're telling me. I mean, real weird. Real weird. And alcohol, too, but I haven't been drinking. I haven't been drinking alcohol. Yeah. So I have... Anyway, it's a whole... So sushi, it used to be, oh my God, if I had, this is not a lie, this is dead serious. If I would have sushi and like an alcoholic beverage of some sort, whether it's a beer or, and when do you go to a sushi restaurant and not get a beer or something like an Asahi or a Tsingtao, or, if you go to a fancy place, you get a nice like mixed drink or something. I'll gain 5 pounds. Next day, like maybe not the next day, but the second day, it's 5 pounds, no problem. I could just be eating sashimi and rice.
Yeah.
None of the deep fried stuff. None of the weird stuff like all the. It's just a thing. Anyway, so we had sushi. So if I look a little bloated today,
well, I can't tell. It doesn't look. It's not coming across here. So
if I'd written my name on some of that rice, maybe it would have been a different story.
No, it sounds like you need to be putting your name on a sweet potato.
I do. I did hang it around my neck. I'm Captain Sweet Potatoes.
Fiber.
Dun, dun, dun. Captain Fiber. Yes. But it reminds me of this. What I sent you a pin about was.
Oh yeah.
Like I got to some point in the last few weeks, I re-entered this state where I would get on the scale, and I will get on the scale at the same time of day and stuff.
Sure, yeah, me too.
And I would get on the scale, and with always with a little bit of trepidation, and I get on, and I wait for it to like come to life, because of the digital scale, and then it kind of. Right. And what will happen, 2 things happen. One, it will begin to show you the weight. And I kind of like, sometimes it does a little beep, 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 it's like settling in on it. Right. Right. I have to make sure my head isn't like resting against the shower door to cheat. And then it will then, if you let it will then tell you, like, it knows it's you. Unless there's been like some crazy weight difference or whatever. Like it knows based on all the things that it knows about you. Like it knows it's you. And so it will update your history.
Yeah, it'll log it. Yeah.
Correct. However, if you jump off the scale quickly enough.
Yeah, enough time.
It doesn't log it. It doesn't know. It's not. It doesn't. Can't confirm
Like,
it. You got to do it.
I'm not going to cast that one in.
Right. So there was this couple times this month. I get on like, nope, not a bit. No, you're not. and then the next day you come back, you're like, okay, log that one.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
As long as we're moving in the right direction, right? But I just like I have this point where I'm like, Now look, I'm not crazy. I mean, like if it's going up, we got to log that stuff.
Yeah. Right. You want to be.
But if it's like custom, it's like I don't believe that.
You know it's an outlier.
I had sushi yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's just
extenuating circumstances.
Let's just let this settle for it. So I feel like when I come back from the cruise,
not logging that one.
I don't know what I don't know. Like that's the question. Do you want to see how much? I feel like I'll do a jump on, jump off. I'll be like, oh, okay, that's nice to know.
You want to see the number, but let's not make it a part of history.
I don't know why that's weird. I'm like no one else is seeing. Well, I say no one else is seeing that number. I'm sure anyone who works for Apple is seeing that number because I'm sure I think it logs it with my
logs in health
app.
Mine does too.
Yeah, so practically everybdy sees it. But.
Yeah. Now, do you have? I have the weird. I've got a Withings, or Withings, or whatever the heck it is.
I think that's what this is.
And it does the weird thing where, like, I have to, like, for a while it was the battery ran down, and I just never did replace it. Mm-hmm. And then I went in and finally got the battery replaced and reconnected it to the internet and all that.
That's a whole thing. Yeah.
And then so it reset all of my settings, and I've forgotten just how many weird things it goes through if you don't tell it not to. And so like I got on, it's like, here's your weight. It gives
you the weather too.
Yeah. It's like, here's your weight. Here's your heart rate. Mm-hmm. Here's your CO2 factor. And here's the weather today. And it's like why am I getting? What is this?
This is. Hey, here's a great way to start your day. You've gained weight. You've lost muscle mass. You are clearly not drinking enough water. And by the way, it's going to be partly cloudy.
Right. Yeah.
Good luck. Have fun.
And here's your air quality. It's like that. Number one, how do you know? Number two, even if you do know, you just know what the air quality is down by the floor. Like I ain't down there. That doesn't. In the bathroom, the air quality on the floor in the bathroom is this. Just in case you were wondering, it has no bearing on my life because I spend zero time with my nose and/or mouth that close to the floor in the bathroom, if all goes well, and so I don't know why I'm getting this data. I'm all about data. Don't get me wrong. That I don't see as useful.
Doesn't it make you wonder? Like, there's parts of your house that there's parts of your house that you've never seen from a certain perspective. Mm-hmm. There's like, so you probably have never laid down in the middle of your kitchen.
Correct.
And just looked around, right?
Right.
But I feel like that might be a worthwhile thing. Like for me, it's a challenge because the dogs will attack me.
That's true. They're like, we're doing this now.
Yeah, they're like, he's on the floor. That's wrestling time. Yeah. But I think that, I think it's something worth doing. Did I ever tell you about what I did when I was a kid?
No.
This thing?
Well, I mean, I don't know what that is, but that is now going to be on the thumbnail. Look. Cheek wings. See it coming.
Cheek wings.
Cheek wings. I think we also have an episode title.
Little do they know, it has nothing to do with anything we're talking about, except that it's like suckers. We gotta listen. He's talking about cheek wings this week. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Finally, they're going to talk about cheek wings.
Cats.
Aw. Join the Patreon. We'll talk about cheek wings.
So
also make a Patreon.
So I used to take this mirror. I had this mirror that I think I might like taken it off the wall. I think it was my brother's mirror. I don't know. It was like a lightweight mirror, but it was like large enough. Like it. God, this is so embarrassing. I could put it under. I would put it like not under my chin, like but under my cheeks.
Okay.
Like cheek wings.
Right.
And I would then walk around the house with that perspective.
With a mirror on your face?
Because because then it looked as if I'm walking on the ceiling.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And so where things were, so like you'd have to step, where like you kind of, there's maybe an archway or something that between one room and the other, you have to kind of like step over it, but you're not really stepping over it. It's really messes with your head.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's
really
that's
cool.
neat. That's like, how old were you when you were doing this?
I was last year.
Okay.
I don't know. I was probably.
You did say you stopped drinking, right?
You gotta entertain yourself somehow, Marcus.
That's true.
I don't know. Probably the same age that you like. You do that thing where you stare at yourself in the mirror long enough that your face, you start to become like some monster.
Yeah, especially if like the lighting is kind of low.
You ever done that? Like you like look, you just stare long enough, and you're
you can freak your friends out. Like we used to do that on sleepovers because like the light in the room would be like dark enough, like there would just be the TV on or something, like, and then you could like that, and then if you stare at someone making that at that face, your brain starts turning them into a crazy monster. It's nuts how that happens. And it's weird how universal that is. That's interesting that like that you did that, I did that.
I mean,
I'm sure other people did it.
I did it.
Right, you had to do it in the mirror because you're like a bird, and they had to put like a mirror in there so you'd think you had a friend in there with you. That's different strokes for different folks.
Years later, remember that kid that used to come over all the time and dress just like you?
Wasn't that weird? Yeah, it's almost too coincidental, right? Well, there's an explanation. But
I was wondering why you made me wear gloves. Gentle patty cake.
But another thing is that did you ever, when you were a kid, like on a road trip or just going down the road, look out the road with the stuff flying by and either imagine a dude on a motorcycle jumping over all the stuff on the side of the road, or imagine like a lightsaber that's cutting off the trees and the telephone poles and stuff as you're driving down the road?
No.
Apparently a lot of people did that, and I certainly did.
I would imagine sometimes that we were being chased and had to get away.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Like I was under protective detail and like, we got to get out of here.
You were under protective detail. you no, this. Your childhood was very interesting. Or was this when you were working in D.C.?
Oh, no.
I'm president, too.
Oh, my God. Okay. Oh. No. We gotta get to the hill.
There's a phone.
No, it was always like it was like some escape. I was like an escape. I don't know why. I don't know what it was. It was just I didn't have a lightsaber. I was on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I won't get right back on the scale.
Yeah, I may give it a week.
I mean,
let the ripples in the pond dissipate.
They need the equivalent. They need the scale equivalent of what is that? What is that weather app? That's just
the really rude one.
Yeah.
Well, there's Carrot.
Carrot. That's the one.
Is that the one? Yeah.
Yeah. They need a carrot scale.
I can't imagine that somebody hasn't put something like that out. Can you imagine, surely.
Like, you get and you're like, seriously?
It's like, I'm going to do you a favor.
Yeah.
And not tell you.
Guess the largest number you possibly can, and then add 5. Yeah.
On Card Sharks, I would be yelling higher. But yeah, that idea has to have been implemented somewhere. I can't imagine.
Well, why hasn't Amazon suggested it?
I don't know. It's too busy putting Roombas on my buy it again list.
Speaking of Roombas, I was in Epcot, and I saw the Muppets Rainbow Connection light show thing on Spaceship Earth.
I have still not seen this yet.
Well, if you watched a certain show, you would have seen it. But that's okay. It's really beautiful. It's really nice. It's lovely. Yeah. But it got me thinking. So on the way home, I listened. I was like, I'm going to listen to that song. And it's always, and I just realized, like, it's always bothered me. I don't feel like I really understand the song. Like, I don't feel like I really understand what message is being conveyed by the song. I understand all the words. I can follow all the themes and things, but I thought it would be worthwhile to step our way through the song because
that's a good idea.
Because I have a hypothesis, and my hypothesis or assertion or whatever you want to call it is that. Well, okay, wait. I'm going to start with a question.
Okay.
The Rainbow Connection was an original piece, right, for the Muppet movie?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm sure it was Paul Williams, and I think it had to have been written for the movie. So,
and maybe this isn't a great revelation. Maybe what I'm about to say is you're going to say, yeah, no, that's exactly right.
No, there wasn't an actual frog. That was Jim Henson. And he was in a 55-gallon drum submerged in the swamp.
Right. Which then makes sense. That makes more sense now because I feel like that song is actually not a happy song. The song is actually one of, like, these people are suckers. It doesn't get better.
It doesn't get better.
And maybe one day, maybe, but probably not.
I think I missed the probably not part.
Which totally makes sense when you think about his circumstance. He's this frog sitting in the middle of a pond, all alone, right? Singing. So we got to pull the words up. I'm going to pull the word. And if anyone who's following at home and not driving wants to pull the words up, they can do so too. It's Rainbow Connection, and I'm going to type in lyrics. And okay, here we go. Did you just get a shopping alert? You got to ask her what's my notification. You got to ask her.
Alexa, what's my notification?
God, I hope it's embarrassing.
2 new notifications. From Amazon Shopping.
Of course.
Your return for Stretch was received, and a refund has been issued for $21.
Oh, Emily sent some stuff back.
Well, that's not interesting.
Shopping.
Yeah, the clothes.
Oh, that's a return. She confirms when things are received. Like, oh, that's nice.
This is the first time I've ever seen her do this about a return before. We've returned a couple of things.
What a nice service. But thank you for
Alexa, clear my notifications.
Never do this again. Can't you see what I'm doing? Okay, here we go. Why are there so many songs about rainbows? And what's on the other side? Okay, so he's asking, like, so what's the deal? What's the deal? Why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side of the rainbow?
I think it's a rhetorical question. I think that he knows that it's...
It is, but then he's saying, look, rainbows are just visions. They're only illusions. They've got nothing to hide.
Yeah, right.
So why are there so many
songs?
songs?
All colors. It's rainbows have nothing to hide.
Why are there so many songs about like rainbows and what's on the other side when it's just a stupid, silly illusion. They're not hiding anything. It's no great mystery. Okay. So we've been here. We get to this part where he feels a little burnt.
Yeah.
So we've been told, but some choose. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. But I know they're wrong. Wait and see. And then he goes into someday we'll find the rainbow connection.
The thing that he knows is wrong is that rainbows are just illusions. Yeah.
But I'm with you, except that then you get to this next verse. And he says, look, who said that every wish would be heard and answered when wished on a morning star?
Jiminy Cricket, I think.
Someone believed it. Like somebody thought of it. Someone believed it. And look what it's gotten us.
I think that's a positive. Look what it's done. Look at all the dreams and the wishes.
No, I don't think. See, that's what I'm thinking. I hear him say like somebody said it. Someone believed it, and then somebody posted it on Facebook, and then somebody spread it around, and now look what we've got. That's what I think he's saying, right?
We got yet another season of American Idol.
Because then he says, like, what's so amazing? What's so amazing anyway that keeps us stargazing? What do we think? What do we actually think we're going to find?
I'm so glad that you don't puppet Kermit.
And then
this cynical
and then he says, look, someday we'll find it. The Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers. Yeah, and me. Okay.
And me too. Yeah.
And me. Sure. Lovers, dreamers, all the foolish people, also me.
Right. Counting himself among them.
And then he finishes all of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Okay, ready for this? Have you been half asleep? And have you heard voices?
Mm-hmm. You're half asleep.
Heard them, right. I've heard them calling my name. Okay, so now we've got that going on. Right? Did you forget your medication? Also,
I've heard them tell me to kill.
Right. Seriously, is this the sweet sound that calls the young
sailors, right? Sirens, right?
The voice might be one and the same. Yeah, that's not good because the sirens were bad people.
That's true.
So if you're saying like, hey, by the way, Marcus, by the way, I just was wondering, like, I don't know, have you ever been like half asleep and maybe, I don't know, like heard voices that were like creatures from the deep,
right?
Luring you to certain doom,
to crash your ship on the rocks. Yeah. Sometimes. Yeah.
I've heard it too many times to ignore it.
We had to chain this dude.
It's something that I'm supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is not a happy song. I love this song, but the other day I'm listening to it, I'm like, wait a second. I mean, it all does turn on that first bit. Like you gotta go with the whole thing where he's like, rainbows are visions, but only illusions, and rainbows have nothing to hide, right? Mm-hmm. But maybe this is a problem. Maybe it actually is like a bit of a schizophrenic Kermit because he's saying, why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side? Like, what's the deal? That's the what's the deal part. Rainbows are visions. He's asserting this. He's not saying, you know what some people say. Some people say that, no, rainbows are our visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. Okay. And then he's like, so we've been told.
Yeah, I think he's playing devil's advocate in that first verse there.
Or it's another person, or it's his other voice.
Yeah, it could be the voice calling his name.
Yeah. I'm just saying. Good luck listening to Rainbow Connection the same way ever again. Because I can. So you might as well not be able to either.
Well, you know what I have to say to that. You're really dark, man.
Okay, for those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, Thor Marcus has He's got Kermit sitting in his lap. It's a little
I
weird.
like it here.
It's a little weird. It's a little weird. So where's your buddy, Kermit? Where's your buddy?
That's a personal question.
Yeah, that's great. Oh my God. If that doesn't drive him to YouTube, I don't know what will.
Yeah, I mean,
Whew, I pulled the Kermit card. My goodness. So that anyway, I have trouble now. I hear the song and I'm like, I don't know that this is good.
you know, the one that always gets me is from Muppet Movie again. Gonzo's song, I Want to Go Back There Someday. That is a sad song.
Oh, okay. We're looking that up. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's basically like lamenting the fact that he was flying at one point on those balloons, and it was such an amazing experience, and he's longing for that experience again. It's like regular life is no longer good enough, kind of. Oh, it sounds like me in vacation, like any vacation. This looks familiar, vaguely familiar, almost unreal, yet it's too soon to feel it. Close to my soul and yet so far away, I'm going to go back there someday. Sunrises, night falls, sometimes the sky calls. Is that a song there? And do I belong there? I've never been there, but I know the way. I'm going to go back there. So wait, he's never even been there. This is like this place. In this, that's in the song, but I mean, in the movie, he had that's what he was referring to, is when he was flying around in the balloons. We're flying, not walking, on featherless wings. We can hold on to love like invisible strings. There's not a word yet for old friends who've just met. I love that line. There's not a word yet for old friends who've just met. That's a great verse or lyric. Part heaven, part space, or have I found my place? I don't know. That doesn't really follow, but okay. I feel like somebody built the entire song around that. They came up with, there's not a word yet for old friends who've just met. Like someone near them said, that's great. Go with that. Run with that. And then they built the song around that. Yeah, and then it's like, like you said, the part heaven, part space, or have I found my place? And it's like, sort of like I can't come up with a rhyme for because you didn't have my place, and so like part heaven, part space. We got to have this done by tomorrow. So let me we'll just go with that and come up with something better between now and when we record it. Okay, but if not, and then they never did. You can just visit, but I plan to stay. I'm going to go back there someday. Mm-hmm. It's a good song. It's probably my favorite song. It's even more so than Rainbow Connection and Moving Right Along. I don't know this song. How is it possible? I mean, I've seen the movie. It's when they when on the Electric Mayhem has picked them up on the bus, and they've stopped and they're camping out in the desert, and Gonzo kind of strays away from everybody else and sings his little song. Sort of a clearly, I need to watch this again now. Yeah, you do. It's a great movie. Yeah, one of the best movies ever. First song, right? Yeah, but I mean, Dom DeLuise is like right there, so that's true. Yeah, I love Dom DeLuise. I do like Dom DeLuise. I miss, like, oh boy, I did this again last night. I had trouble falling asleep. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why I thought about this. I thought it's a weird thing, Marcus, when you're brushing your teeth, and for some reason you're compelled to look up information about Carroll O'Connor. And you're saying that's weird? That's weird, right? Like you're brushing teeth and you're thinking, who pops into your head? Carroll O'Connor. Yeah. For those who are unaware, Carroll O'Connor is the guy, Archie Bunker. Yeah, from All in the Family. What was his name in The Heat of the Night? I don't know. Sheriff something. I never watched The Heat of the Night.
I know of him, and like, but and so that led me down the rabbit hole. Like, oh, I'll look up Carroll O'Connor, blah, 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 blah.
The famed Carroll O'Connor rabbit hole.
Yes,
The
and that leads you to All in
CCRH.
of course, it leads you to All in the Family.
Of course.
But the problem with All in the Family, it was great, by the way. Problem with All in the Family is that it not only ran for 9 seasons, but then it had Archie's Place, right? Which was really still All in the Family, but just mostly at the bar.
Right. It was all in the Cheers.
All because what's her face? Who was her name? Who played Edith? I
can't think of her name.
Yeah, I don't know. She didn't want to do it anymore. She was done, and like they talked her into doing like like one more season. And we're gonna transition, and then they killed her off.
Oh, I didn't.
She dies.
I don't guess I realized that her character died.
Yes. And
that seems pretty dark for that show.
Like, you're out, you're out. You're not coming back. You're out.
They pulled a what's his name from MASH?
Dude, they do it all the time. They did it. They do it all the time.
It was Henry Blake, but I can't think of the character's name or the actor's name. But apparently they were like, this guy really wanted out, and he did something, and they were like, well, you get out, you ain't coming back. And then they killed off his character. They said, oh, well, his plane crashed.
Jean Stapleton, that's her name.
Yeah.
So you have Carroll O'Connor, Jean Stapleton, Sally Struthers. That's its own rabbit hole, my friend.
Oh man.
Rob Reiner,
of course.
Rob Reiner will lead you down a path that will take you years to emerge from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then, of course, you got to go down the Carl Reiner path, and then you're like,
oh
wow.
My God.
And then you're connecting to Mel Brooks.
Yeah. Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner together. I could live in that rabbit hole.
Do you know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Like, so Carroll O'Connor leads to this place that's like really dangerous at midnight.
That's true. I hadn't really thought of that.
But even just keeping some bumpers around the lane here, you start to so Archie's Place, right? Well, did you realize that there's like 4 other spin-offs
from All in the Family?
It has the most spin-offs ever of like direct spin-offs. So you have the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
You have, of course, Archie Bunker's Place. You have Maude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Gloria, which I didn't even like ever. I never even heard of Gloria, but apparently it lasted like a week.
Yeah.
No, I mean it basically lasted a season.
It was canceled before scene 2.
It was one season. There was one show that lasted. So there's one 704 Hauser.
The heck is that?
It's kind of. This isn't me.
Okay.
I didn't do this.
You didn't make the show.
God bless Norman Lear. But this is about. I guess it was their address. 704 Hauser Street was the street address for Archie Bunker, right?
Oh, was it?
Okay. So so 704 Hauser is about a black family that lives in Archie Bunker's old home in Queens.
Okay. It's a rather shaky premise for a show, but all right. These are the next people that lived here after the people from the other show did.
First episode, April 11th, 1994.
1994.
1994.
Okay. Last
Final episode, May 9th, 1994.
Was that 3?
I feel like I have to find this now.
Oh man, good luck.
How bad was this? Like, for real. But that's not it. There were others. There were other spin-offs, and I'm going to tell you them. I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell you. Here they are right now. All right. So you had. I mentioned the Jeffersons.
Yeah.
I mentioned Maude. Mm-hmm. Right. Good Times.
Good Times is an Archie Bunker spinoff.
Well, it's considered to be a spinoff of Maude.
Okay.
So kind of is an indirect spinoff. It's not a direct spinoff. It's like an indirect spinoff. Yeah. Gloria, 704 Hauser was the other one, and maybe that was it.
And here I thought that
Jefferson's-
Happy Days is the one that had all the.
No, Happy Days had Mork and Mindy and had Laverne and Shirley and had Johnny Love Chachi,
Yeah.
right? But that was it. I think that was it.
Is that it?
Right? Wasn't it?
I was thinking there was something else.
No.
I don't know. Let's look it up.
I don't know.
But,
So,
interesting.
Yeah, but I Norman Lear's still alive.
Yeah, did you see that thing on that they did on TV live in front of a studio audience? Where
I saw the first set they did was of the Jeffersons and I think it was Jeffersons and Archie Bunker actually.
Oh, really? See, I didn't see that one.
All
I
in
saw
the Family. Sorry, All in the Family.
I saw Facts of Life and Different Strokes.
You've got to go back and watch the All in the Family. All in the Family, and they had Archie was played by that guy from Cheers. Oh my God,
Norman Wynn, John Ratzenberger,
no,
Ted Danson,
no, the other guy,
the guy from Woody Harrelson.
Woody. Yes, thank you.
Woody Harrelson played.
Yes,
I would almost rather have seen John Ratzenberger play.
No, it was fantastic. It's great. Pretty sure
He's got that same sort of
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it
he
was
could have pulled
Woody
that
Harrelson.
off pretty good.
And he was great. He was fantastic. And then they did the Different Strokes Facts of Life one.
Yeah,
But
I saw that one.
So I saw Facts of Life. I haven't seen the Different Strokes bit yet because I can't bring myself to do it.
Why not? It's hilarious. Snoop
I want to
Dogg
see.
is
I
in
want to
it.
watch. I know that's why. I want to watch it for the set because I want to see the set. You know, but Facts of Life. Was it just me, or did you also think like they had some of the original actors there in the intro to it? Did you say they? I was like, just let them do this.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. I was like,
why
Blair looks more like Blair
she looks
than Jennifer Aniston does.
She looks great, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean,
So just put her in.
I was like,
And I love what's her name? Kathleen. Agatha.
oh yeah.
Why am
But
I
she
not-
was
why am I
not. She was
blanking
not
on her
good
name?
as Joey. Or
She
Joe
was
or-
like hamming it up as Joe. That was,
It was
like
way over. It was way over.
and it was like read the room. It was like if everybody was going ham on this, then yeah. But she was like the one person kind of wackying it up, and nobody else was. Everybody else was playing it straight, and it just kind of
feel like it was-
stood out. I thought I like her a lot.
She's great as an actor. Yeah, she's a great actor. But I
don't know.
She
What,
wasn't.
had she been drinking that night or something?
No,
It
I
was just
did.
like she was out of control.
It did feel a little bit like the Friends reunion thing that they did recently, where like,
I didn't watch it.
oh, you've got to go back and watch that.
Oh, really?
Oh, Marcus,
I haven't
it's
watched a lot
so
of these
bad,
reunions.
It's great.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
so it was done. Well, first of all, it was done during like COVID era, right?
Right,
So like
yeah.
that's weird in and of itself. And it is so I can't even. Like it's so bad. It's such a train wreck that it's going to become like a classic, like the show itself. Like it was so bad. Matthew Perry, he shows up, and clearly they all show up having done no work and like no pre-work, nothing. And I, honest to God, don't think any of them have seen each other in decades.
Probably.
They're all like, "Oh, look at you."
That
It wasn't
doesn't
like, "Hey,
seem
great
like
to see you again." Like they're like, "Oh,
Right. They don't seem like a cast that hangs out.
They've moved on. They hung out for a long time and they're
From
done.
each other.
Right? They're done. But so you get this awkward feeling like this is Friends, but they're not. But it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
And Matthew Perry, who has this history of drug and alcohol problems and stuff, but has since like cleared himself of that ish, and even to the point of like having, I think he's opened up his own like treatment center. Maybe he won like major awards for things. Like he comes into the room, you're like, oh good God, please someone Please, someone take Matthew Perry somewhere, please. But it's live.
It looks bad.
They did it live, right? So you can't get around it. And remember the episode? Wasn't there an episode where Ross has his teeth whitened?
Yes. Yeah.
And he goes, Matthew. I thought it was a bit. I thought Matthew Perry was like doing a bit and revisiting that. No
It has become the thing that his show made fun of.
He is actually the thing, and he can't, and he's not. So every time he smiles, you're like, oh, it's startling. And
it was like, remember back when it was just black and white TV, and whenever there was a bright point of light, it got like weirdly black around it.
Yes,
like that's kind of what I'm envisioning around his teeth.
You've got to watch it. Dude, I kid you, you've got to watch this. It's so bad. It's fantastic. And Matthew Perry, wherever he is, I hope he's okay, because this. Oh,
wow. Okay. So now it's sort of a bizarre.
Everyone, and Joey
like
Matt LeBlanc. He just seems awkward, like in his own body. He's just like not comfortable in his own body.
Have you watched anything with him in it, like lately?
No, not lately. I couldn't after the spinoff. They did the spinoff, the Joey thing, right?
Yeah.
Which was
Andrea
fine.
De Matteo
and then they did that thing on Showtime or HBO or whatever, the show where he's an actor and there's writers he's working with.
The British couple?
Yeah. And I like that a little bit.
That was good. Episodes.
I tired of it. I tired of it.
Yeah, I mean, the premise kind of kept going and kept going and kept going, and probably should have either evolved into something else or just stopped after like the second season, maybe, because it was like 4 or 5 seasons of this thing.
Okay, good. So but after that, I haven't watched anymore.
I thought they were really funny. The British couple.
It was
really
always
funny.
just a version of the same person.
Exactly. Well, he specifically plays Matt LeBlanc in episodes. When you're like, I don't know how, it's that kind of stuff always bugs me. And maybe it's because I'm an actor or something, but I'm like, you're playing yourself really. It's like when they did in Ocean's, was it 12 or 13, where they got Julia Roberts to pretend she was Julia Roberts. I was like, that is the lamest thing ever. So lame. But
it's Julia Roberts, so.
Yeah, and it's the Ocean's movie. 11 is the only one that was any good. And I'm a big Eddie Izzard fan, but 12 and 13 were garbage. But anyway.
13 was definitely garbage.
Woof.
12 was the Julia Roberts one.
Yeah. And
anyway, you have to see it. I can't.
Yeah,
help.
I'll
I
have to
can't.
check
Oh,
it
well,
out.
we were talking about the sitcoms and the but I think that they cannot pull it off. So if they do Friends like reunion show thing, they should just bring in new people.
Yeah, they could do that.
I don't know why they didn't. I also don't understand. Like Arnold is a little kid.
Yeah, and
Willis
him being played by
is a kid
by Kevin Hart.
Why? Why not give an opportunity to an actual little kid?
I guess so. But I don't think that's what they did. I think you're paying.
I know that's not what they did.
You're watching it's like seeing. And I made this analogy to Emily the other night, is that the college I went to first, Westminster College, all of our theater classes were at our sister school, William Woods, which was an all-female college. But one thing that they would do every
nicely
year,
spicy?
It was nicely spicy.
Yeah,
But one of the things they would do every year was have a faculty melodrama, like one of those sort of twirly mustache, everybody boos at the bad guy. There's harpsichord music or whatever playing behind it, and faculty members would play all the roles in this melodrama, and you went to see faculty members being goofy on stage.
Sure,
And
right.
that's kind of what this is. You're going to see all of these crazy people from all of these different movies and whatnot to
Playing these characters that you
playing
know.
characters that are weird
Okay.
for them to play.
Okay. Yeah, well.
But I will say this, that John Lithgow plays Mr. Drummond, and he is excellent.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. And whoever they got playing Mrs. Garrett is Mrs. Garrett. She's nailing
that's
it.
great.
She is.
Was it? Wait, it was the same woman who played Mrs. Garrett in the.
Yeah, she played Mrs. Garrett
Yeah,
in
who
both.
is it? It's we know this person. We know this person.
I don't remember.
Mrs. Garrett in Facts of Life Live was played by. Yep. Don't know.
Okay.
Sometimes Google gives you a fast answer. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it makes you work for it. And I don't know. You guys are gonna have. Oh wait, here we go. And Dowd.
And Dowd. Yeah.
But wait, where did I know Ann Dowd from? I know because I looked. She was. I was like, oh, I know her there. This person. Ann Dowd is. What has she been in? Come on, you know these things. You were probably in it. In something with her. Oh, she was in Philadelphia. She was in Green's Card. She was in Green Card. Lorenzo's Oil. Great movie. Philadelphia, Garden State, The Manchurian Candidate, Marley and Me, Side Effects, St. Vincent, Captain Fantastic, which is also with My Life Story, and Hereditary, which I've never seen.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen any of the, I mean, I've seen Green Card. That's Gerard Depardieu? No. That's,
no, that's...
What am I thinking of? What's the Gerard Depardieu one?
Oh, wait, Green Card might have been Gerard Depardieu. I'm not going down this.
I think he's in a movie called
This is what keeps you.
Green
This is
Card,
what
but it
will
may not
keep
be
you
this
up
one.
until 1 a.m,
Right,
Marcus.
exactly. This is the this is the demonstration of that.
Can't live like that. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
I like to. I know people were like, "Put the phone down, Jason. Try to sleep." I did. I laid there. I tried.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
then
nothing keeps you up like trying to go to sleep.
No, the internet. So what happened was that I have the sound. I have the sound going. The sound, the white noise, right?
Oh, right, yeah.
On the Alexa device, and it stops. Even the dogs are used to. I'm kind of worried about boarding the dogs now because
They need white noise now.
They need white noise. I feel bad. They're like because
They're like,
it's.
would you put some paper in the peephole, please?
I'm sure it sounds just like that too.
That's
And the sound stopped, and the dogs like lift their heads like,
what happened?
"What's happened? Is it time to get up?" And so I say, "Oh, computer," because that's what I call her in the room. I say, "Computer, play Heavy Rain sounds," because that's what.
So you ran that? You ran it out?
No, I didn't run it out.
Oh
no!
It just stopped randomly.
It pauses. It gets a little blue light. It says, I forget what she's like. Apologetic. She's like, "I'm sorry. I can't really help you with that right now.
Oh God!
I seem to have lost connection with the internet."
No. Oh, I hate that.
And so then I'm looking now. The reason I'm back on my phone now is because I'm looking at Spectrum and looking it up.
Yeah.
And I can't just. Oh, you can't just go to see if there's an outage. I've already told it it's okay to let me. It's okay. Yes, you can know where I'm. You can know where I am. Right. That's fine. Even though I know you already know my IP address, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I asked, the outage alert. Oh, to be most helpful, to be of most helpful assistance, please log in to your account. Okay.
What?
I'll log in. I log into the account, and what do I get? I get this full page of this offer and this offer and this offer. I am already a customer.
Yeah. Well, you knock it off. I have the plan I want.
You know, you
I
have
don't
cookies.
want a landline.
I just
Thank
agreed
you.
to all your cookies. You know what I was here for to begin with. What? You persistent cookie. I know that you know that I want
How
to know
is-
about the right. So
You
then,
just said you want cookies. Why isn't there a cookie that says this guy wants cookies? Stop asking him.
that would
I
be
just
nice.
told you I'm fine with cookies.
Right,
Give me
don't
a
ask me
cookie that
again.
accepts the cookies. I don't
Right,
care about
and
cookies.
some milk.
I want a cookie and a milk. Chocolate chip,
So
please.
So I get in there. I find out put your zip code in. Oh, why?
Put your zip code in. What the?
Why do I have
Yeah,
to
I
log
have a
in?
GPS on this thing.
I've told you it's okay to know where I am. I've told you it's okay to have the cookies. I've actually logged into my account. That you know, you bill me here.
Yeah,
you
you-
know where I live. And
You
now
sent
want
a
me
guy
to-
out to the house to cook me up.
and now I have to enter my zip code. Why do I have to enter? What was the point of logging in?
Right.
And I feel like they do this. They're like, look, if we can tie him up in a knot, he'll give up, and it won't be our fault. Or they're like, and if we tie him up in a big enough knot, a Gordian knot, right? We'll have it fixed before he even figures out whether there's an outage. Right? So that's like, so sure enough, though, I get, oh, yes, there's an outage that has been reported in your area.
Thanks.
And
I know.
It is expected to be restored at like 2:30 a.m. Like, son of a biscuit nut. So now I have to use the sound. I have to go into hotel mode and use the sound on my phone.
Not as good.
Because even Michelle's now, she's like, "Well, can you turn like this, like the sound on your phone?" I'm like, I want to use my phone.
Right. Am I an
And now,
animal?
and which is not a problem, but the problem is like, I don't know about you, if I'm using my phone in bed, for safe things, people, I turn the volume all the way down because there's always that. If you're in Instagram and you accidentally your finger just slips a little bit,
Yes.
and it's TikTok world all of a sudden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or there's an ad, a pop-up ad somewhere.
That's the one that always gets me is like some ad for Huel or whatever.
Whatever it is, it's
Starts
like,
hitting me in
it's
the face.
so loud, and you're like, so the first thing I do if I'm going to be browsing in the bedroom, coming this fall, I turn the
Already thinking of a treatment for this.
turn the volume right down. Anyway, I have no idea. Because I wasn't sleeping. So that's So then I went down the rabbit hole of Norman Lear and Carroll O'Connor, and
Yeah.
and I'm glad I told you about that.
Me too.
Feels good to get.
Let's get it out there.
It's nice. It's nice these talks that we have.
That'll be $375 and it's not covered by your insurance.
What a bargain.
Make you copay. Speaking of things covered by the insurance, I went and had my eyes measured the other day for glasses. I haven't been to an eye doctor here since I moved. And
It wasn't
so,
just like out of curiosity. You're like, I wonder how big my eyeballs
well,
are.
About 1.5 inches, turns out. But I am becoming more and more aware of the fact that these are the only pair of glasses I own. And if something happens to them, I don't have a prescription that I can fall back on. Because the first time I got my glasses, they gave me a piece of paper and I couldn't find anywhere on there that they were like, there's your prescription. And it was a very elaborate piece of paper that had a lot of stuff on it. And nowhere could I find what I need to know to hand this to somebody and say, make me glasses that do this. So I needed that anyway. And
they won't make you glasses without that anyway.
No, exactly. And
Which I don't understand why. Like guys, if I'm going online to buy glasses, okay, what do you care?
Yeah.
If
you
I
care?
I should be able to order whatever I want.
Right. I want 75 power on my glasses.
In just one lens, please.
I want to see microbes.
Yeah, but just the one lens. Like the other one, I want to see stuff for close up. I'm going to be the winker.
Yeah, exactly. I want people look at me. One of my eyes is 3 millimeters across, and the other eye, it's just black. You don't see anything, but my pupil, you might see my retina.
It's my money. Right. Just give me what I want.
I just want to test the limits of your lens grinding machine. I want to see what it can make.
Like, oh no, we have to have this. They'll even call you. Oh, we didn't get a clean upload
of
your
prescription drugs. I know we're using the word prescription, but come on.
Right. You're an optometrist. Come on.
But what I want to know.
Sorry.
Is all of the eyeball triage stuff I did where they blow the air on you and all of that, and then I did the one where this is a new device that I did it before when I got these, but like before I went and got these, and that was like 3 years ago maybe. Before that, my last trip to the eye doctor was a decade, and they didn't have this back then. Because back then you had to do the dilation thing. And that was a weird thing too, is they were like, and you can do the dilation if you want. But they were telling me, but it's going to be blurry and you're going to have sensitivity to light and it'll be hard for you to drive. So we don't want you to drive if you're doing that, but you can do it if you want. Like, well, they were giving me no upside. It was just like, we'll dilate you if you get off on that kind of thing. Oh, because they weren't saying, if you do that, then we'll be able to do this other test. Had nothing like that. They were just like, we'll dilate you if you want, but it's going to be weird. And that was it. And I was like, well, then no, I don't want to do that.
When you put it that way,
we can also poke you in the eyeball, but that will hurt. So let us know.
So you asked about the dilation? You're like,
no, they asked. They were like, we just want you to check this thing and acknowledge that you don't want the dilation. I was like, okay, like why would I?
7 out of 10 people we find say they do not want the dilation. So
right, and maybe you're one of them. They don't like sitting on the wild beaver. So let us know if you don't want the wild beaver in your chair. But yeah, the thing like scans the back of your eyeball with like retina. A computer scanner, right? And that's cool. That's really cool. So technology is clearly being used to advance things in the eye doctor world. Mm-hmm. Why in the name of God am I still sitting in that chair with the giant eyeglasses thing and still going better one, better two, better one, better two? Why is that a thing still?
Because it's subjective. It's like, maybe it's the illusion of control too.
But the thing is, I can get
maybe they're not different
from the 40s. I can get a pair of binoculars that have a little thingy on the top that I can move until it's in perfect focus.
Oh, so you're saying, why can't I have something that I can actually focus?
Why can't I just look through this thing, turn this little dial until things are perfectly in focus and have them read that, and then bang.
Or better yet, can't they make glasses that do that?
Oh, see, now that would be cool.
Why can't I just have a digital glass that just adjusts maybe? Why can't I do that? Before all the optometrists and opticians and so forth write a whole bunch of hate mail to me. We're not saying that we don't believe you are important people. You are, and you play an important role in eye health and so forth. I get it, but this is America. And if I want to pay for glasses that are not going to be any good for me, I should be able to do it. I'm not asking them to sign off on it.
It's cool. I'll go rogue on this. But
I'm just asking for somebody to sell me a piece of glass with some plastic around it. That's all.
But that's the weird thing, is that the whole better one, better two, and they flip the little thing, is this one better? And then there's this one better. Those are increments, If you give me increments. A dial, I'll be able to get in between those and nail it. And
maybe that's what they're afraid of, though, because they don't have an infinite number of molds to work with.
They got machines that grind these things down, man. It doesn't make any sense. And this is the computer that scanned the back of my eyeball. That's new future tech. This is literally technology that has existed since eyeglasses have existed. The ability to dial in your focus. I don't understand why we're not using that.
I know. I still think they need some kind of little slider on your glasses that you could actually just like, or maybe
I'm sure they
here,
could. Yeah.
that you could just like.
But heck, I would be fine with just dialing the thing. They go, all right, it's a positive 0.377. We'll set the machine to that. Yep. There you go. Here's some glasses that are exactly for you.
Have you seen? Oh, I know we're going real long now, but have you seen the movie? It's on Apple. It's on Apple Plus or whatever they call it. And I think it's called Swan Song.
I've seen that it exists. I have not watched that.
You
Michelle Ali, right?
Yeah, you should watch it. It'll give us something to talk about. You should watch it.
Cool.
Watch it before the cruise.
Ooh, okay. I'll try to do that.
Because it's like there's a lot of like near future tech in that, because it takes place clearly in the future, but probably I don't know. Like it's hard to guesstimate, but maybe like 50, 60 years in the future or something.
Okay, yeah.
Ish. Maybe 75. I don't know. But it's like they haven't solved all the problems, but some of them are cool. But one of the things they have is like they have contacts. They use contact lenses that, of course, basically create a
heads-up display kind of thing.
Yeah, but so it's the augmented reality thing. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like an augmented reality thing. So they can dial in all sorts of information and stuff and it looks like it's so if they're looking at things, it looks like they're looking at a computer screen or whatever, but it's not. It's there. It's in their eyes, right? And so when it can also record.
Oh well, okay.
Right. So at the end, at the end of the day, when you pop your contacts out, you literally are like going off the grid. Like so it's not just but it's kind of cool when you think of like, I would totally do that, man. If you could give me glasses or a contact that allowed me to pull up all sorts of information about things or look at stuff and see, oh man,
I would be happy with just who is this person I'm talking to.